Northampton, Massachusetts, at the Bridge Street Cemetery. We're in front of the only mausoleum. I'm sorry, we're in front of one of two mausoleums in this Bridge Street Cemetery. This one's the Bates family. There's a very modern one in the very north of the cemetery, made in recent years. Now, this one's a grand look to it. It's a beautiful neoclassical look, and there's no names on the sides or no dates on the side. All it says above the door in the inscription is Bates. So it's the Bates family mausoleum. And you can see there's little ports that open up, allow gases to come out. All mausoleums are required to have those, or else gases will build up and weaken the structure itself. Now, the Bates family, probably you can fit inside of there. They'd probably have elevated burials also inside of there, and even so, you could probably fit about 20 people inside of there. And they probably, if you go in there, each have their own name and dates of birth and death inscribed on there. So it's very hard to go in there. Probably only the keeper of the cemetery and the family would have a way to get in. It might be filled up, it's hard to tell. Now, when is it from? I would guess it's from about 1870 or so. The United States was starting into the Gilded Age, and a lot of rich families were trying to find a way to show off their wealth. Now, I would bring it around it, but I noticed there's no names or dates around it, so there's no reason to. But what we'll do is an introduction to the cemetery from this point, and we're going to spin around twice. Okay, so in this direction is the north-south axis of the cemetery, and if you go in that direction, you're going to see a lot of table gravestones. I think I found spotted 7 so far, which is an incredible number. And so it's good not to stay just in the roads, but to walk through the main body of this very long cemetery and find out how many table gravestones you can find. There's some beautiful ones there. The one closest to us lost its original legs. I can tell that because legs on a table gravestone should always have 5 of them, and they should be fancy legs. But they wear out with time, so you have to replace them. Now, as you spin it around more, we're starting to look towards the Indian Valley, and in there will be mixed in there some very ancient burials, because what they've done is they always, in these gravestones, graveyards, would mix families in different areas. And so you'd have the Parsons family in one spot and so forth. Now we're going to where the tombs are, and we know there's 3 tombs over there. We have a separate stop just for the tombs. One is a full family tomb for the Wright family, and then another one for the Wright family. So there's 2 Wright family tombs over there. Then the big one is just for the cemetery itself, to hold bodies during the winter mostly. Now beyond is Bridge Street itself. You can see some ornate homes beyond there. Most of them are Victorian, so they're around 1850 to about 1900. This section of Northampton did not develop until later on. The old part of Northampton is right in the center of Northampton. Now it has a beautiful wrought iron gate around it, and some memorial seats and plaques on the outside. And then we meet up with a park, because there's a school over there. But before the school, there is a very ornate gate there that's almost always locked. They like to have people go in towards the back, because they've had a lot of destruction of these old gravestones with time. Now, some of the very oldest 1600 gravestones are near that school area, right? And one movement of cemetery happened here. They moved the very old Northampton Cemetery in the year 1650. It was started, and it was moved in the year 1680, because this Bridge Street Cemetery started up. And then as we go along, we see Parsons Street, a lot of family plots, and then also more table gravestones. And this cemetery is made so that north has the 2000 burials, middle has the 1900 and 1800s, and the far south has the 1600s and 1700s. And if you find a brownstone one, you're sure to be looking at 1700s. If you find a marble one, you're probably looking at 1800s. If you find slates, probably either one of those two. If you want to find the 1600 ones, find the ones that are falling apart and tiny, very tiny, and usually a brownstone or a marble. All right, so I hope you enjoy. You stay here, and this last time around, I'll be quiet.